Well, well, well. Would you look at this? It looks like we've got ourselves our first homegrown candidate to be deported without due process to El Salvador, according to Donald J. Trump. Since Trump wants to start sending American citizens without due process, let's start with him first.
So, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? 300 people were sent to El Salvador, and none of them are getting out. Because Trump labeled them as terrorists before they were deported. Even though 75% of them have no criminal background, which has allowed Bukele, the president of El Salvador, to say that he can't release those terrorists out. None of them are getting out. This is not the only time this is going to happen. This is going to keep happening. This is the first round. I've been saying this. What does this sound like? What does this sound like? What are we going to do? Like, I need suggestions. Like, what are we going to do? No due process. Because if we had due process, we wouldn't even have to argue the fact of who was a criminal or not. We would know. But all of them are being labeled as terrorists. What are we going to do? And we have to consider the fact that Trump has gone against the Supreme Court and he's not being arrested. So he's gone against the Constitution and he's gone against the Supreme Court. The rules literally don't matter at this point. I mean, anything's possible now. Anything is possible. Any bad thing is possible to any person in this country right now, no matter what you look like. The immigrants were the easiest target because he was able to convince everybody that none of them belong here. Who will he go with next? This country is doomed. It's done. It's absolutely done.
Now did he double down his idea of sending U.S. a citizen to foreign prison, telling El Salvador President Nayib Bukele that he wanted to send homegrown criminals to his country. Now this plan is to deport the American criminals, okay, the legal citizens of America, but it ended up deporting also homegrowners who are not criminals. Homegrowners are the citizens, are the natives, the natives Americans. Now, recently we've seen Kilman Abrego Garcia was mistakenly deported, by this administration, and he has the protection from the judge that was given in 2019, where he's protected from being deported to El Salvador. Okay, right now the deportation, or the IC, is targeting the Native Americans. That is what's happening right now. So things are not really nice. So imagine being stopped by ICE and questioned about your citizenship, man. Despite living on the land of your ancestors, inhabited for generations, for many Native Americans, this is a harsh reality.
The Trump administration wants to start deporting American citizens, and Kilmar Garcia is the test case. I'm going to say it again because this isn't hyperbole. Trump wants the power to deport American citizens, and Kilmar Garcia is the test case. Kilmar Garcia was mistakenly deported to El Salvador's mega prison despite being under legal protection in the U.S. since 2019. A federal judge ordered Trump administration's DHS to bring him back. The Trump administration itself said no. Subsequently, the Supreme Court ruled that the Trump administration has to facilitate Kilmar Garcia's return to the U.S. Now, the Trump administration is dragging its feet, saying they don't take this order from the Supreme Court as an actual requirement. They think they're above the law. They think they can get away with it. And I'll give you 3 things about it. Thing number 1, this is a test case to deport U.S. citizens and anyone Trump doesn't like. This isn't just about undocumented immigrants. The Trump administration is laying the groundwork to strip due process protections from anyone they consider a threat. The government is fighting tooth and nail to fight the return of Kilmar Garcia to the United States, because if they do return him, they have lost the base of their argument. And they are trying to make the argument that they can deport anyone at any time, despite their legal status, just because they consider them a threat. That's the slipperiest of slopes, because once we establish that precedent, what's to stop them from deporting their political rivals or protesters or you? Thing number 2, if they return him, Kilmar Garcia news stories are going to flood the airwaves for months, and that's the last thing the Trump administration wants. Trump doesn't want the visuals of a wrongly deported man being escorted off a plane with shackles and PTSD. That's a political nightmare, and also a story that cuts through the noise. Because yes, it's about immigration, but also about the state kidnapping a man off the streets and wrongfully deporting him to a gang-infested prison. That image is why they're stalling. They can't afford the optics. Thing number 3, this is the constitutional crisis people have been warning you about. The executive branch of the government is openly defying a Supreme Court order. They are arguing that the president can ignore the judiciary when it comes to immigration or foreign affairs. That's the clinical definition of a dictatorship. We'll definitely keep following this story, but as always, like, follow, and share. And go ahead and click the link in my bio and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Major League TV.
I don't know how there aren't more people talking about the fact that Donald Trump is planning on deporting U.S. citizens. And they're trying to use this guise of criminality as their justification for doing it. But I don't think people actually understand how dangerous this is. Because first of all, we already saw that they deported that man from Maryland who had no criminal history to El Salvador. And when the Supreme Court told them to bring him back, they said no. They don't care if you're a criminal. They can say that all day until their face turns blue. But that man did not commit any crimes, and look what happened. But also, why is nobody talking about the fact that the highest court of the land ordered him to do something and he refused? Yeah, so that's something that starts with a D and ends with an R. I'll let y'all go ahead and fill the blanks. And we all need to be talking about this, because I promise you it does not end here. This is just the beginning of what they're planning to do. If you think for 1 second that this doesn't affect you, you are so wrong. History always repeats itself, and this is exactly how Mustache Man started. Everybody said never again, but we're watching it in real time in our own country. Not to mention the living conditions of the people who were deported to El Salvador. There have been so many reports of what's going on, and it's actually inhumane. I really believe the administration is refusing to bring him back because they don't want people to know what actually is happening. Everybody needs to be aware.
If you have not seen the video, even my dog's seen it. Haven't seen the video. There is video and audio of Trump literally saying that he is going to deport homegrown citizens in the United States. President Bukele is also there with him while they're laughing about deporting people. You want to talk about homegrown citizens that have committed crimes? All of you in that administration. 34 felony counts, but I guess those are fake. But the people who are actually getting deported to El Salvador that have no crimes, like actually have no crimes that they've committed, those are real. Additionally, today in Vermont, the Vermont ICE detained Mohsen Maldoui, who is a Palestinian citizen with an American green card studying here. He was literally detained trying to become a naturalized citizen today. And of course, why was he detained? Well, he's Palestinian, so he was speaking up for his country and his people, which is really reasonable, incredibly reasonable. To be clear, either way, it's an illegal detainment by ICE. It is an illegal form of detainment. You cannot do that. As a legal resident of the United States of America, you are subject to legal
due process under the law. It's interesting the contrast of American citizens who find like Americans who go fight for our country to be like the highest echelon of person in society, and then other people do it from other countries and they are the worst people on earth. This man is trying to literally protest peacefully at Colombia and he is the worst person on earth for that. It's just and colonialism. That's it.
What happens when the original people of this land, Native Americans, are stopped, questioned, and detained by ICA, not because they are undocumented or criminals, but because they simply don't look American enough? You see? So these are more Americans than the way they look. They are the natives, the land of ancestors. Now they are scared to be deported. So where are they going to go? That is the question we should ask. Where are they going to go? Where are these people? Are they going really to go? Because imagine you are a native, you've been to that land for long time ago. You know, even your ancestors, your grandfathers, they have been on that land. But in 2025, you're about to be deported because you are not considered as an American. So you are being deported. Not only you are taken into the prison. Yes, that is what's happening. These people are really targeted to be deported to prisons. Man, prisons. ICE become notorious. You've seen that they become notorious. People are scared to see them. People, mostly those who are on the verge to be deported are really scared to see the ICE. So that's why they have been notorious. They've been notorious for aggressive raids on immigrant communities, storming homes, detaining people at work, and targeting anyone who couldn't immediately prove their right to be in the US. You've seen different videos. So that was the image of ICE because of the raids they made. They raided different homes. They raided different place of work. Even schools. They are not scared. They are not really care about schools. They also went there to raid. Parents have been separated from their children. Children have been separated from their parents. Now, multiple Native Americans, some carrying tribal IDs, others with full U.S. citizenship, have reported being stopped, interrogated, and in some cases detained by ICE agents. So I don't know why we are in this situation in 2025 because of our choices, because of our vote we've made, to the extent where even the owners of the land, even the native of the land are being targeted to be deported. It's really a scary situation to them. So what I think is that these people are not undocumented immigrants. Me, I support that undocumented immigrant, they have to go into full process to become the real citizens of the country. I'm not supporting undocumented immigrant. I'm not saying that they have rights to be there. Okay, they have already been deported and some also are being deported. But now it comes to this native US citizen. Okay, these people, they are natives, of course. Natives means you've born in that land. From that land, it's yours. It's your land. Okay, it's your land. So now these people, the question I ask myself is, where are these people going to go? Okay, where are they going to go? We've seen different reports that these people are being taken to El Salvador, in prison. You've spent your whole life in the States. You've spent your life with your family in the States, and you're being deported to El Salvador in prison. In prison. That is the situation. That is 2025, man. So imagine we bring all these things to ourselves because of our choices, because of voting against our own interest. So now it's affecting the wider people. It's affecting everyone. It's affecting each and everyone in different, we've seen immigrants, they are being taken back home. Now the Native Americans are being targeted. We've also seen the Americans who are deported there, even mistaken. So that is the situation we're in now. That is the things we brought to ourselves. All these people who brought this, they are still saying that we did the right thing, we support this guy. Okay, it's okay to deport the illegal immigrants, it's okay to deport them, okay, but also deporting natives. So you don't care that you don't care that the guy is deporting the owners of the land. I believe that these are real Americans. So they have been on the land for a long period of time. So it's MAGA who brought this disaster into these people. Now they are facing the harsh reality. Imagine being scared in your own country that you are getting deported in a foreign country, even in a prison. And it's so crazy. In these Native Americans, there might be some MAGAs, okay? There might be some people who voted against their own interest, okay? And it's also affecting them. Yeah, it's also affecting their family, their status, because you are native and you're about to be deported in a prison in a foreign land, El Salvador. So you, the native, who voted against your own interest, you are the one who brought all those things to your table. Okay, so if you brought all those things to your table, you have to face the reality. You have to face it. Yes, because right now, even your fellows who didn't do anything, they're also affected. So you may not be deported, but one of your friend, one of your brother, one of your family member, one of your tribe will be deported in a prison. In a prison, you have to listen to, in a prison. So that is really showing us that wherever we decide, it will really affect us. And it will really affect us big time, even changing your life, the way you used to be, the way you used to live. It will change everything. Okay, MAGA people coming out and say, no, we don't regret, we're doing the right thing. It's okay, you're doing the right thing, and the guy is also doing the right thing. So, but it may come to a point where you will be also affected with what your guy is doing, and you will realize that now things have gone wrong. Okay, so that is the point of you coming out and say, I regret, I did this, I'm sorry. No way. There will be no sympathy, because you've affected big number of people, and right now it's your time to find out. Okay, so you effed around. It is your time to find out. So no one will be caring about your tears. No one will be even caring about your situation. You will face it no matter what, because right now people are really suffering because of someone else's choice. Okay, it is okay. Maybe this is the country you wanted. This is the situation you wanted. This is the things, the change, the everything you wanted. It's okay. You can just feel proud that you did the right thing. But I believe in your heart there will be a time you realize that you've done a mistake. You did wrong. And it's better to accept that you did wrong, not too late. Things are going really quick. Things are changing really quick. We have the guy for all 4 years. So there will be a lot of things. He will do a lot of things. He will really do a lot of things. Yes, you might not be affected today, but tomorrow it might affect you. I'm not wishing you to be affected. But I'm alerting you that wherever you are celebrating, whatever you are enjoying that is happening, remember there is karma. Okay, so if you believe in it or if you don't, there is karma. So whatever happens, wherever you do, it will also come back, whether good or bad, but it will come back to you. So you have to know that, yes, you voted, you had chance to change something, you had chance to do anything, right? But you didn't do it, and you didn't agree that you've made a mistake. So there will be a time, okay? There will be a time for you to find out that you've done a mistake, okay? Now, Native Americans are the one to be deported, are the next on the line to be deported. We've seen Cubans, we've seen Venezuelans, we've seen Latinos, we've seen a big number of people. Different people are scared, even Asians, Koreans. I've seen some videos where Koreans are really scared that they will be deported back to their country. So it's really a scary situation to different people who are now don't know their status in the country. They don't know really what's going to happen to them. So they're really scared. So that is what happening to Native Americans. Tell me in the comment section. I want to hear from you guys. Tell me in the comment section, what do you think about this situation? It's so scary. I don't know how even to explain. All right, let's keep the conversation in the comment section and let's be respectful. Thank you so much for watching. Let's meet in the next one.